At this thrilling moment, Mike accidentally stumbled into an ancient tomb and activated a magical razor mechanism, leaving him utterly dumbfounded by the screen before him. What was hidden inside wasn't a mind-Z turtle, but three ladies who looked like they just took a nap. They were escorted to VIP shelter, and Helen began her Helen found the three weren't packed, but in a magic-induced deep sleep, so she injected special serum to wake them. Meanwhile, in the cave of the ancient tomb, an armed squad rushed in, and their leader saw the three ladies in the sarcophagus and immediately called for backup. This group was the henchmen of evil forces, and they wanted to exploit the power of the three ladies to conquer the world. Thus, they were determined to snatch them back on the night of the moon people. The three ladies sensed an ominous feeling. Clearly, the army of the undead was hot on their heels, and they didn't want to be the secret agents for the evil forces. So they decided to join forces and unleash their ultimate power, which could flatten the entire city. Fortunately, Helen used her pulse gun to shoot them down just in time, but the undead army had crept in. Soon, both sides clashed fiercely, with evil forces multiplying and Helen's team surrounded. Just as they were about to be overwhelmed, suddenly, a mysterious force flipped the armed squad onto the ground, and the three girls had come to the rescue. They knew if they didn't deal with this squad first, the dark forces would surely send. Three women agreed to go back for a paid vacation at this shelter. The leader told Helen dark forces had revived, and an 800-year war loomed. A woman noticed something wobbling in a cage, but couldn't see it. As the man approached, it revealed itself. It turned out to be two incredibly harmless-looking bunnies, so fluffy they could have nothing to do with being ferocious creatures. However, a mysterious, drooling monster lurked here, pounced instantly, but Helen swiftly subdued it with a tranquilizer gun. Unfortunately, the staff here suffered. They were renovated to pieces. Several relocated the tailless wolf-like monster to the shelter. It seemed both it and the bunnies in the cage hailed from the same planet. Both had a cloaking gene that allowed them to become invisible at will. The next day, the gang discovered something shocking. In just one night, those two bunnies had multiplied to 14. Their bellies were enormous, and observations revealed the truth behind it. They could grow from infants to adults in just a day. Helen, who lived for 200 years, had never seen such a peculiar. At that moment, the imprisoned wolf-like monster began to stir. It sensed an approaching threat, which was the bunnies chewing through the iron door and making their escape. Those sturdy wires and pipes were as brittle as cookies in its mouth. By the time they realized it, all the bunnies had vanished, and Helen felt the urgency of the situation. If those bunnies started running around like this, the threat would extend beyond the shelter's safety. Entire human civilization could be in trouble. Helen had a great idea. The caged wolf monster could be the bunny's foe, so they opened its door. As expected, the wolf monster quickly chased down the escaped bunnies and easily took out a few. Meanwhile, Mike and Anna caught one bunny up in the air, but when Anna looked back, the entire attic was crawling with bunnies. These creatures are rapidly reproducing like wildfire. Mike informed Helen, but for now, they can only follow and eliminate them one by one. Yet, who'd think the hunter turned prey, leaving only bones? They realized the attackers weren't the wolf monster, but rather, it was these seemingly cute bunnies. Mike suddenly wondered if placing the bunnies in a low-temperature environment could slow their reproduction. Not long after, everyone emitted low-frequency ultrasound, hiding the bunnies into one spot. Finally, they went wild with fire extinguishers, locking all the bunnies in a cry. Their next destination was the streets and alleys of Sichuan, and oh boy, that was a place they just found. This 2-century-old lady suddenly received a mysterious note telling her to leave the room immediately, or else she'd be baked within 3 minutes. She felt things were getting a bit heated and decided to meet this mysterious person. A sharply dressed man had been waiting outside. Helen recognized him. His name was Tesla. He and Helen had known each other for over a century. Tesla swiftly took her to an underground tomb without delay. Shortly after, a group of dark army squads burst in, targeting Tesla with plans to take him away. They brandished a weapon that sent shivers down the spine of every vampire. A pale-skinned man put on his headphones and prepared to fire. A powerful pulse cannon shot into the depths of the tomb, and the two sensed something was off. Tesla shoved Helen fast but was hit hard. When Helen rushed over, he was already pinned to the wall. However, the Dark Army's minions underestimated Tesla. The damage couldn't kill a centuries-old vampire. The next turn of events was dramatically unexpected. The Dark Army's minions began attacking each other. The only three left in the room were still clueless about what was happening when two minions were instantaneously taken care of, and one large fellow didn't even know what hit him before the vampire. Upon arrival, Helen was shocked to learn the two killers were Tesla's loyal vampires. Tesla cut his palm, dripping blood into his mouth. Then he started to inject a massive current into the big guy. Lightning flashed, and the big guy quickly transformed into a vampire. He became Tesla's zombie minion, but since Tesla was not a purebred vampire, these converts lost this self-awareness, making it impossible for him to create a vampire. He wanted Helen to help him rectify this flaw to fulfill his world domination blueprint, but Helen firmly rejected Tesla's request and demonstrated her stance with actions. What ordinary weapons were as futile as a foam umbrella against vampires. Helen was soon cornered. Tesla offered her a final chance to join or become a mindless zombie minion. However, Helen refused to yield. Suddenly, a bold man knocked Tesla down and zapped Helen miles away. This was the mightiest blood of a primeval emperor on Earth. It only needed a gentle stomp to unleash a powerful electromagnetic. Instantly, it can generate 100-meter-high waves engulfing the globe. Unchecked, humanity faces catastrophic ruin. The only way to control this crab is to find its embodiment, the Celestial Wolf Pearl, which enables mental control when infused into a human. Thus, the Celestial Wolf Pearl became the target for both light and dark forces' relentless pursuit. And that's a wrap for today's show. If you enjoyed, please like, favorite, and subscribe.